old show. This is the Big O 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 Show. This
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard. We are in Indianapolis. We are in another room. You know, it's kind of one of these things you got to plan for. You got to have foresight, you know, and if you struggle with sight, Laser Eye Center of Miami, of course, Dr. Lascano. And so we, I didn't have the foresight. Like, they kicked us out of our room and like at 11. So we went and had lunch and we're like, we don't fly out till like 10 o'clock at night. So we had to, I figured we go get a room set up for the show. We went and got a room for a few hours just to set up for a show. And then he's got to do editing after that and all that kind of stuff. So we could not do the show in the morning. It was a long enough day yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to kind of relax, and I was able to prepare for the show, eat some lunch, Although there's a White Castle across the street. Do I dare have a White Castle before I fly out? That's not a good idea, right? White Castle before you fly out? Probably not. But it is tempting, I got to say. We don't have a White Castle in Miami. You know what I mean? I mean, this is, we had St. Elmo's, by the way. Kilroy's. I took Sean yesterday to Kilroy's. This Kilroy's is an Irish sports bar. And they've got their TV game going. They've got TVs everywhere. And they're really nice people. And then they've got these rolls that they have it, for dinner. And they're like garlic rolls stuffed with cheese and pepperoni. So good. So good. That was my dinner. That's all I had. Yesterday, I had just a little bit of chicken and those two breads. And that's all I had yesterday for food. I didn't really eat much yesterday. And then the day before, I had the steak and the shrimp. And I had a chicken sandwich, a grilled chicken sandwich at Char Hut. That's it. That's all I ended up eating the day before. So kind of even on the road, I'm not saying I'm eating perfect, but not eating a ton, so it's actually good. So remember when you saw a lady today came by to give me a second round of Coke? What did I say? No. We'll have some. We'll treat ourselves to a few, but not too much. So what do you think? I could treat myself to the White Castle, but the thing is, do you want White Castle before you fly back? Although I tell you this, if I have the White Castle, the plane's going to go a little faster. Oh, yes, it is. It'll be gas powered. Okay? I mean, listen, that's why True Fin flies all over the place. He's rocket boosters, too, at the same time. So, normal planes will probably take like 9 hours to get to Paris, or 10 or 12. I don't know what it is. Something like that. If you get on a plane to Paris and all of a sudden you're there in 25 minutes, there's a good chance the True Fin fan was sitting in the back seat of the plane. And he was just, what are you pointing at? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yes. I think they're there. Yes, go downstairs. Yeah. It's here early. Her name is Kimberly, if you run into her. Okay. We ordered Uber because we didn't have any water here, and so we got water. And so that's what we've been doing now. We've been kind of resetting ourselves and then trying to set up the show. It's amazing to set up an entire mixer and laptop and camera and all this kind of stuff. And as you can tell, this is what we're doing here. So this is our commitment to you, okay? That we're here no matter what. We're traveling and we're still doing the damn show, okay? And I got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff. I just heard McDaniel's press conference, so I got my reaction on everything in the latest with Tua. So we'll talk about that. I want to talk about, I got to air out some grievances here. Grievances! Why McDaniel is a cut below. You see Danny DeVito all the time with these Jersey Mike commercials. A sub above. And we can tell you, and I'm going to explain to you why McDaniel is a substandard coach, okay? Just like he is below amateur. And we'll explain why. There's lots of examples to show you why Mike McDaniel is not an NFL coach, not an NFL head coach, that is. He might be an NFL assistant. He's the guy that can come in and give you an idea every once in a while, but he's not the guy that's going to implement. You know what I'm saying? He's just not the guy. He's not the guy that's going to command respect, And that's the sad part, but that's the reality that we live in, and that's what we've been seeing. Congratulations to the Dodgers. I'll wait till Sean gets back with the goods, and we'll start handing out some victory cigars, not to the Dodgers or the Yankees,
But some of our local teams outside of the Dolphins do deserve victory cigars, and we got to talk about that over the weekend as we get going with the new week. We got a little Monday Night Football. We got news around the NFL. I got some music stuff. By the way, my condolences to the Iron Maiden family. As an Iron Maiden hardcore supporter, Paul Di'Anno was Iron Maiden's first singer, and he passed away today at the age of 66. So that's sad news. I know he had a really rough life, made a lot of mistakes, had some personal health issues too. On top of all of that, it was a really like rough ending for him the last 30 years. It wasn't. He didn't make it easy on himself, and then he had all the other bad luck issues, and but he passed away sadly. And just as a big Iron Maiden fan, that's a guy that I still have lots of love for, because those first two albums, and even nobody there.
Nobody outside. She said nobody's coming in. This was the other hotel, did you?
I don't know. Now I gotta reach out, I guess. Yeah, go to break. Give me a minute. I am sorry. I need some help here. And let me fix this, and I'll be right back. Okay.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. I gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other, and then they bite each other, and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. See, getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. I don't know what's going on, but I think I got ripped off right now. At least that's what it seems like, because I haven't gotten my damn food. Anyway, so we'll not food, drinks. I need some water, dude. I have no water. I need some water. I had to order water, and I didn't even get to order my regular Fiji water, which is what I normally love. Anyways, I apologize. Hope all is well out there. Appreciate you all. Can we please hire Belichick? Yeah, all of you out there, forget about blowing it up and all that kind of stuff. It's, if it happens, then we'll talk about it. But I'm not going to talk about any of that shit, because I don't think any of that is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't think Mike McDaniel deserves to have a job in the NFL as a head coach, he proves constantly that he is incapable of being a head coach. Okay? Constantly. This is one of the worst coached Dolphins teams in the history, and I've seen them all. Every single one of them. I've seen them all, except George Wilson at the beginning. That's the only one that I was too young to see. Outside of that, I saw all of Shula, because it happened since I was a child all the way through young adulthood. And then I've watched every other coach, every other moment, every other season, every other week of Dolphin history. And we could talk about how bad Cam Cameron was and the respect that he lost in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. We could talk about Adam Gase, how bad he was at times, how it didn't make sense, a lot of the stuff that he would do. We could talk about Joe Philbin at times. We could talk about Brian Flores, that if it wasn't for, Tua at times, his offenses were pathetic, okay? This guy, he can design stuff, but he has no clue how to manage a game. He has no clue how to counter. He has no consistency to everything that he does at all. And it's constantly proven with Mike McDaniel. And that's the sad part, dude. Constantly proven with Mike McDaniel. This guy just cannot get out of his own way. And he'll make stupid move after stupid move after stupid move that just doesn't make, any sense whatsoever. It's sad, man. It's sad. It really is, because I feel for all of you out there. This gives you no hope. Today in the press conference, McDaniel, acknowledged the obvious, that we can't look at Tua as the savior, which that's the truth. Tua's not the savior, bro. There's with the amount of incompetence that's around Tua, there's no way he's the savior. You weren't running when he was there. You still don't run. Even whenever you've been his coach, you still never commit to the run, even when it works. You have tight ends, and you refuse to use them. And now, as we've talked about, in the post-game show yesterday, John Embry is a man that doesn't deserve to have a job as a tight ends coach. He's freaking horrible. Every one of his tight ends are undisciplined. Every one. Jonnu Smith makes all kinds of mental errors, and all the other ones screw up constantly. That's not going to help Tua. Eichenberg on the floor is not going to help Tua. So all these things go on. Your whole love affair with just getting Tyreek the ball, that's not going to help Tua either. There has to be a balance in the way you do things, and there is no balance. You think about this. He has tried to achieve as much balance as possible in the last couple of games because he was forced to, because he has a guy that isn't a passer. I mean, Snoop Huntley. Come on, dude. You're starting freaking Snoop Huntley. And our fan base is so desperate, so pathetic at times, that you try to make Snoop Huntley something that he will never be in this lifetime, in the next 10 lifetimes. And then you have a coach that is really smart, but too freaking stupid to figure out, bro, I have a quarterback that is remedial. Tua is a computer genius, right? And Huntley is fucking Windows 3, bro. Okay? I'm going to go early Windows. In fact, I'm going to go pre-Windows because he can't play and see through Windows anyway as a quarterback. So it can't even be Windows. We're going to go pure analog computer there. Before you can see through other windows. I mean, come on, dude. That's how desperate we are. But the problem is, if you don't have a coach that knows how to adjust to it, then you're screwed. And here are the examples that show you why Mike McDaniel cannot compare to his peers. You want to go through this? I hope you're sitting down for this, okay? Because I'm going to show you some stuff that goes on. And I'm not going to tell you, well, hey, I watched Don Shula, and he had David Woodley, and David Woodley wasn't a good passer, so he knew he had to use his legs more, and then he used Don Strock to pass because he balanced both. Shula would use one quarterback when he had Greasy and one quarterback when he had Marino, but when he had none, he figured, all right, Don Strock is a pretty good quarterback, but he lacks mobility. Let me add Woodley's legs, and I'll play with both guys, and I'll even get to the Super Bowl. Right? Okay, I don't need to do all that with you guys, right? Let's talk about what really goes on now. You just played a team in the Colts. They have two QBs. They play one offense with Richardson and one completely different offense with Joe Flacco. They're 4-3. And they're not better than the Dolphins. The Dolphins have better talent than the Colts, but the Colts have a better coach. Okay? Then the Commanders yesterday, they lose Jaden Daniels. He had 2 passes in the game. Marcus freaking Mariota, who sucks, but he was able to come off the bench and surprise, threw for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. They won the game. They got a better coach because they won with Marcus Mariota. The Colts won with Anthony. I couldn't hit the side of a barn Richardson. Okay? Anthony Richardson will never be a passer, by the way. He'll be an athletic thrower his entire career, pretty much. I'll be shocked if he ever becomes a passer that can see through windows, that can lead receivers, that has ball placement. I'll be shocked if Anthony Richardson ever becomes that guy. Okay? So the Dolphins are 2-4 with superior talent, and the Carolina Panthers are 1-5. So that's 3 examples right there. 3 examples of shit that should scare you on how freaking incompetent this man is. Okay? The Steelers. They just won again. The Steelers are what, 5-2, I believe? I want to say 5-2. Justin Fields couldn't hit the side of a barn either. They were 4-2 with him. And now they brought in Russell Wilson. And they went to 5-2. By the way, they won with a guy a few years back by the name of Duck Dodge. Some shit like that. I don't know who it was. Dodge, I think was his name. And I think it was Duck Dodge was his nickname, I want to say. That guy wins with whatever. And that's Mike Tomlin. I get it, but I'm just, 2023. We do our homework here just to kind of make our point. The New York Jets with Robert Saleh last year went 7-10 with 3 QBs, excluding Rodgers. Because Rodgers threw 2 passes. I'm not even including Rodgers. They won 7 games with those 3 QBs. You think at this pace they can win 7 games without Tua? And they would have to play backups? Because losing Rodgers is like losing Tua, and then you won 7 games without him. You think that McDaniel could win 7 games without Tua? Raiders last year. Raiders went 8-9 last year. 3 QBs. A 4th one threw 3 passes, so I don't count them. But guys that throw 100 or more passes, I count. 3 QBs. They went 8-9. So they have no Tua. They went with backups 8-9. The Cleveland Browns. This one will shock you. They went 11-6. They won the same amount of games the Dolphins did last year with 4 QBs. A 5th QB threw 26 passes. And they won 11 games. McButthead here won 11 games because of Tua. Cleveland went and won 11 games with all kinds of backup quarterbacks. The Colts, last year, 2 quarterbacks, 9-8. Not a big deal, but 2 quarterbacks. They still had to alternate a little bit, and they still found a way to win. There's example, and I could go through history if I want to, and all, but I just wanted to keep it in recent history to show you how you're not the only one. So if you had a bad assessment of quarterbacks, that's your fault. And that's why your team is in this position. I mean, it is frustrating as hell to see what's gone on with this team and what is going on with this team. And nothing is done. Why isn't there anything being done? How do you stand there as an owner, as the front office, as the team president? You have to be seeing what your season ticket holders are seeing, what your sponsors are seeing, what your fans are seeing, the ones that are on the road, the thousands that are on the road. Thousands, by the way. It's crazy. Everybody sees the incompetence. How do you not do something about it? How do you allow it to fester? Where do you think it's going to get better? I don't know. That's what I'd like to know. Can you at least see if downstairs they have some water, man? Because I'm gonna throw out my voice if I'm talking without any go-go juice. Definitely need that shit. Anyway, so I it's sad. It's sad because I don't see a way out of it all. I just don't at this point. I don't know where it gets better. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if we keep waiting for Mike McDaniel to grow up, this is the excuse my French, this is the fucking pros. This ain't the place for you to grow up. This is for the grown up. This isn't school, dude. This isn't high school. This isn't college. This isn't pre-whatever. Law, med, pre-sports, pre-whatever. This is where the big people play. You know, it just makes no sense. It makes zero sense as an organization. You are watching incredible and extreme incompetence, and you do nothing about it. How is it that you do nothing about it? The guy does not know what he's doing at all. He has zero clue. He can't even handle a press conference. By now, he still stumbles and bumbles through press conferences, trying to think so hard about what he's trying to say because he's trying to craft every single answer that they're asking him in some positive fashion instead of talk from the heart, bro. Be a man. Drop the emotions already. Let's go. Talk. Talk about how much of a failure you are. How much you're letting the team down. Yeah, we know Tua let the team down. We have to say that now. Tua's ignorance, thinking that he's some kind of football player, and they asked him today about taking on contact. We'll talk about that. But it's time, bro. Enough of this shit. Grow the hell up, dude. You're an embarrassment to the NFL. You're an embarrassment to the Miami Dolphins. You're an embarrassment to the entire fan base. What, no water here?
They only have it in the vending machine. The vending machine is sold out.
The vending machine is sold out. Wow. Okay. Anybody live close to wherever the hell we're at in Indianapolis? Can bring me some water? Oh, yeah. No, it just says thanks for ordering. You can adjust your tip. Thanks for ordering from Speedway. Message from courier. I have arrived. Knock, knock. Kimberly's at your door. No, Kimberly was not at my door. So I don't know. It automatically says the address of the hotel right there, So it's like, yeah. It's a bunch of bullshit. So, yeah, it sucks. So I'm just fucking throwing out my voice here, without any lubrication. God damn it. Oscar Rojas is in in Melbourne. Jamie Zorria. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing this. True Fin fan, what's up? Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Joking with Waddle Hill during the game, really, it's pathetic, bro. He is an embarrassment. Everything about McDaniel's an embarrassment. Everything about the hire is an embarrassment. Yeah, it's just I'm gonna have to like order again and then fight with them about giving me my money back for not bringing me my damn meal. Anonymous, Big O, thoughts on 80s freestyle retro music. I lived it. Appreciate it. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can always make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, as always. And thank you for the minor dip here, which is a beautiful thing. So there you go. Actually, I used to use DoorDash. And then I stopped using DoorDash because I clearly put on my DoorDash thing, no scooters. Why? Do you know what a soft drink looks like after a scooter ride from Chick-fil-A or something to the house? What do you think? What do you think a cup of Coke looks like, or Sprite, or some kind of soft drink? Well, what do you think that thing looks like after a scooter ride? So I told them it clearly says no scooters, or the order won't be accepted. It says it on all the orders. It's a note that's there. And it happened 3 times. On the 3rd time, I was like, it's over, DoorDash, and you've been canceled. So I don't use DoorDash. They don't listen to orders, So it's a shame. Water shortage in Indy. I don't know, but there's a water shortage apparently in the Baymont hotels by Wyndham. Okay. All right. Anybody close to 6010 Gateway Drive? Come on by. Bring me water. Okay. I was thinking about going to see Cleveland versus the Dolphins in Cleveland because my wife is a Browns fan. I'm not paying money to see that travesty we're putting out there on the field. It is. It's a disgrace to the entire Dolphin organization, to the Dolphin fan base. It is. This is a pure disgrace. No doubt. Yeah. It's shameful, brother. It's shameful to see what's actually going on. The coach was asked, will Tua wear the Guardian cap? I love this whole charade we're going through. Oh, well, will Tua come back next week? And will he be ready for Arizona? This, that. Brother, he's been coming back for Arizona for over a month now. They know he was coming back for Arizona. This was all done for optics. This is all a bunch of load of shit. And he talked about how, he's got to practice so we can go through the process of officially clearing him, yada, 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 yada. Like he hasn't gone out there and thrown himself. Not outside so nobody sees him, but inside. Come on. Who are we kidding here? Yeah. So Tua, for a month, hasn't thrown a football. The gym rat of all gym rats hasn't thrown a football. Is that what you're telling me? Come on. Seriously. So today the coach was asked, and this was interesting. This is very interesting. He was asked, will Tua wear a Guardian cap? He goes, that's a good question. And he explained, as we've explained on the show, they have no control over any of this. They have no control to force him to retire. They can't push him out the door unless the doctors say you can't do it. Okay? The doctors say you can't do it. So then he also mentioned we can't force him to use a Guardian's cap. I am prepared a little bit. We can't force him to use a Guardians cap. And so then he follows up with, that's a good question to ask him. How was the quote? Yeah, good question for him. He mentioned it twice in the answer. That's a good question for him. That's a good question for Tua to answer. We can't answer that. As you know, we can advise him and all that, but we can't tell him what to do, basically. And then he went back to his initial part. That's a good question for Tua. So clearly, the Dolphin organization, he also mentioned in that answer that Tua has learned his importance to the team because of this situation. Okay, so we'll see. So far, Tua doesn't get it. He's not? Oh, well, apparently he's not going to wear a Guardians cap.
Looking at Josh House and all them.
Every time we suit up, we're taking a risk. You get off the bed the wrong way, you risk spraining your ankle. There's risk in everything. I'm willing to play the odds. That's it. So that was Tua's quote. You can't fix stupid. You know, as much as I'm a Tua guy, if that's his attitude, which, by the way, I don't think we have to. I don't think that we should be shocked that he has this attitude, because that's what he always has been. He is, he thinks he's a little warrior. You know what I'm saying? He isn't, but he thinks he is, and that's sad. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We did. He said we don't look. That's what he said. We don't look at boxers, and of course we do. Does he know what? Does see? That's where I sit down with them and I say, "Youngin, you don't know what the hell you're talking about." We've been talking about Evander Holyfield being punch drunk for many years. Why don't you go look at Evander Holyfield's interviews fucking 30 years ago and watch him talking now, and tell me that it isn't that he is obviously in CTE or whatever it is, that the boxing has affected him. By the way, do you know anything about Muhammad Ali? There's a good chance that what happened to him happened in the ring, because there's something used to be called rope-a-dope. You dope. It's, you know. Yeah, I just you can't play that shit with me. I've been around the block several times already, dude. I just completed the 58th time around the block. I have seen it all practically. And we have been concerned about head blows for many, many years for so many people. Jordan Reed from Florida, we used to talk about him all the time, and we used to be concerned about it. We were concerned about Muhammad Ali after he picked up the Parkinson's. This is nothing new. Steve Young, Wes Welker, right on his coaching staff. He kept doing it. What do you mean we've talked about this? This is why I told you. Did you ever do that piece? Why should we give a shit? Remember that rant I had about a week ago, and I told you, why should we give a shit? You see, Tua doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't worry about what it does to him, what it'll do to his team, his family. Nothing. He doesn't care. Players take cheap shots at themselves. They don't care. The coaches, they want to get your ass in there. They want to win. The front office, they don't care. The owners, they don't care. Why should we all care? I'm dead serious about this. We're the only ones that end up caring and talking about it. Oh my God. Man, did you see that? Steve Young. Oh, I can't believe he's going to keep playing. Oh, man, what happened to Muhammad Ali? Oh, what happened to Eric Lindros? What happened? Sidney Crosby early on? Boom. And he was able to overcome it. You know, what's that? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's the one that says you need to stop screwing the Miami Dolphins over. It's ridiculous, man. We're in the same boat now, is what we are. We're in the same boat. If the kid doesn't care about himself, now here's the other side of this that you got to think about. What about the Dolphins now? They just take an approach like, all right, let's play him. Let's play him until he runs himself into the ground, and that way we can move on one way or the other. Either we get to our goal or he ends up retiring, and somehow or another we get to move on. But they're stuck in this situation. They are absolutely stuck in this situation. It's Groundhog Year is what it is. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And remember, you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Made a Venmo donation earlier today. Steve M. Also, Hateful Steve chiming in on Venmo. Cash App or Venmo, you can use that QR code right there if you don't know how to do the Cash Big O Show for Cash App or Venmo. He says, I'm starting to get the feeling from here on out, if Tua plays bad, it's because it's McDaniel's fault. If Tua plays well, it's Tua being so great. He overcame McDaniel. Essentially, we tweaked the Tua excuse machine. No, that's not true. In the concussion game, did we blame McDaniel for his pick six? Sorry. I'm going to have to stick the Halls on the right side here. Anyway, did we blame McDaniel? We blamed Tua. And we said when he ran into the defender, into Hamlin, what did we say? Oh, that's Tua because he's playing like shit. He had to force the issue. I don't think we have let Tua off the hook when he makes bad decisions. Did I not pick on Tua last year that I said he threw too many interceptions, that he forced the ball to Tyreek? Didn't I say that over and over and over again? I think I was very objective about it. As much as I love Tua and believe that he can be a hell of a passer in this league, when he forces the issue, I tell you all the time, I have zero issues with that. Now, Steve, you might be talking in general, and you might be right. But at least on this show, when it's Tua's fault, I'll blame Tua. No matter how much I love Tua and want him to succeed and root for his crazy ass and everything, I'm going to tell you when he does stuff that's on Tua, not on Mike McDaniel. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens game, right before the half. You're driving comfortably. You got over a minute left. And it's the 2-minute warning. And you were rushing to get to the line for no reason at all to get a playoff when you are already on their side of the field with plenty of time. And you end up throwing an interception. That's McDaniel's fault for hurrying everything up. And it's Tua's fault. Just like Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. Oh, no, we're going to call a slant. No, guys, we're gonna scrap that. Let's give it to Marshawn and let's end this thing right here. And because if you choose to throw that ball and it gets intercepted, of course it was a bad call by the offensive coordinator. Of course Pete Carroll's going to get burned, but Russell Wilson should also get some of the blame for going with a play that makes no sense. And sometimes a quarterback has to have some. Dude, Marino told Shula several times, no, I'm not doing that play. And what's Shula going to do? Cut him? And Tua in that moment has to say, hey guys, no, we're gonna run here instead. Let's take it into the 2-minute warning. Let's play it safe. No reason to force this issue here. Plus, you're a team that can't get set, that has all kinds of motion penalties all the time. Why do you even want to risk that in a hurried up situation that you don't need to hurry up? Bad by the coach, bad by the quarterback for continuing it. Quarterbacks do have to think for themselves at times. If they're real leaders, if you're a fill-in guy, if you're a backup, you do what they tell you to do. But if you're the guy, you're out there on the field. You're the field general, okay? You're the one that's in the battle. You're the one seeing everything. You should have a better. This is why I miss our days when we were kids, bro. Quarterbacks ran the show. Yeah, they were. Jim Kelly wasn't looking to the sidelines, and Dan Marino wasn't always looking to the sidelines, and what's it called? Bernie Kosar wasn't looking to the sidelines. Montana, all these guys weren't looking to the sidelines. They kind of knew what they were going to do. They had the plays in their wrists. Sometimes they looked at it and said, "All right, let's run this." And then when they would go for a timeout, you would clearly see the quarterback giving the feedback. Dan Fouts telling you, no, we need to do this. That's fucking Dan Fouts. Some of you don't know who Dan Fouts is. I'm sorry, but he was a hell of a quarterback. And it was different. There was a level of respect for the quarterback, and the quarterback could do some things. Now everybody has to be a yes, sir. And that's not good. In life, it's not good. You have to actually think for yourselves at times. You have to look at what's going on and say, this is not right. And Tua refuses to do that. By the way, this Halls is freaking clutch, bro. Halls. I love you. Love you. Let's see. What else do we have here? That was good. This is good. It's working. It is working. Thank you. Abel Rodriguez on Cash App. Thank you, sir. For Tua is on the CTE highway. No trust in him. Draft a QB. Well, as I've said, again, I'm a Tua guy. Have I said to not draft a QB? That's it. Once he got that last one, I said, it's over. You got to draft a QB. Yeah, that's it. We're done. We're done. You cannot trust the kid. There's no trust in Tua. Yeah, I'll trust him to pass the ball. I can't trust him to take care of himself. And he just proved it again by not wanting to wear the Guardian cap. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, A-Chan was wearing it, and that was good. God, the whole Jalen Wright thing just pisses me off, too, on top of all of that. So, by the way, Welton Rayom, a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. My favorite thing is when I get an email, when I get a DM from somebody. I got a, what's that called? A Facebook Messenger, right? I think I got from one of our listeners that hired Welton Rayom, and that's my favorite part. Hey, man, thank you. They were great. They handled my case. They had personalized service, like you said. Jeff Welt is just, just an amazing human being. Daniel Rayom, the dude's a stunt pilot, so he's got ice in his veins. When he walks into the courtroom, he is an absolute bulldog. You're going to appreciate him. And by the way, he's a fighter too, because he lives on the West Coast, and he suffered. His pool was full of sand. Okay, 6 feet of sand. That's got to be dug out of the pool. Like, it's crazy shit. Like, well, you saw all those pictures with many pools that were out there and all that. So I'm telling you, man, reach out to Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. They can help you out. They've experienced the damage themselves. In fact, in Dan's neighborhood, like a whole bunch of people had to hire him, because that's just kind of the way it is. All the people that were living up and down the coast have suffered all kinds of damage. And if you have from Helene or Milton or any other rainstorm that comes in or windstorm, roof damage starts at 40 miles an hour. I had no idea. Some roofs are susceptible to damage at 40 miles an hour. So if you start seeing little brown spots, could be you have a leak in your roof. Don't call the insurance company. You call Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. And then they will send their adjusters, and then they will take on the insurance company for it. It's like a headache that you never have to deal with. You don't call the insurance company. They don't deal with you. They deal with your lawyers. The lawyers that know every law and every loophole to protect you. Jeff Welt, Daniel Rayom. By the way, the consultation's free. So if something happened to you a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, man, statute of limitations may not have expired. Call Welton Rayom. 954-966-4646. All right. All righty. Let's see, what else do we have here? Adolfo, thank you, sir, on Venmo, Cash App or Venmo. Big O, how elite is Tua that he made everybody better, even all of his coaches? Have Josh Allen done anything like that? No, I mean, listen, Josh Allen, he makes his team better because he runs, he breaks all kinds of tackles, and he makes plays with his arm. Okay, the throw he made over 2 DBs this week to get it to Amari Cooper for the touchdown. That was a nice throw on his part. So he's an athlete that will make throws. Listen, I can hate on Josh Allen for not being Mr. Accurate all the time, but it's just one of those things that McD's been figured out, and it affects all of your players. It affects your tight ends. It affects your running game. It affects your offensive line. It affects your quarterback. It affects your receivers. Yeah, that's the real problem, right now. But there's no doubt Tua, to me, is not even close to being a problem on this team. There are so many issues that if you fixed them, Tua would be perfect. Look, let me tell you something. The first thing I would have done if I'm drafting Andrew Luck, or I'm drafting Tua Tagovailoa, or I'm drafting CJ Stroud, or I'm drafting whatever young quarterback I'm drafting, I'm going to put him behind the most massive and best and deepest line possible. I'm just going to draft big motherfuckers all the damn time for several years. And I don't care if the draft is boring for fans. I'm going to tell my fans up front, first thing I need to do is protect the quarterback. And I got to have a bunch of mammoth dudes in front to beat people up before they even get to my quarterback. Because if I keep my quarterback clean, then I've got a shot at beating everybody. But they didn't do that. They didn't build the kind of line that keeps Tua clean. They built the kind of line that gives Tua 2.5 seconds. And there has to be a couple of those where he can scan the field for 3.5 seconds. You can't have to be forced to hold the ball 3-4 because you're panic scrambling, but he's so good at reading and everything and delivering in 2.5 seconds, you take it for granted. And most people in the NFL can't do that shit. Most starters in the NFL can't do that. So yeah, dude, he's super special when it comes to passing. But you got to do what you're supposed to do. Troy Aikman had a offensive line that was godlike. Joe Montana had a monster offensive line. Terry Bradshaw had a great offensive line. Bob Greasy had a legendary offensive line. A lot of these big-time quarterbacks, the year that Mahomes got his ass kicked, they went and fixed their offensive line completely. They just dedicated their top picks to it. They went out and got somebody big in free agency, and they said, F this, we're fixing this. And that's the one problem that you have not been able to fix. And then here's the problem. We've watched this issue for a while now, right? But the worst person took over, the guy that doesn't respect the interior of the line, the guy that thinks you can coach anybody off the street and you can, create a guard and a center with no problem. No, we don't need to pay him. And so that's it. All right. So if Larry Allen isn't important for you, then that's fine. What was I think the Colts were talking about some guy yesterday that they didn't want to lose on the offensive line. Nelson, right? Yeah. Like, what position does he play? He's a guard. Oh. Okay. There's some Zach guy or some shit like that in Dallas for many years here. Yeah, he's kind of worn out a little bit here, but what's his name? The Booger? Because that was his nickname, Booger. Zach Martin. Right? Yeah. Guard. But no, it's not important here. So it was a long problem here for a long time here. Bad offensive line, mediocre lines. In comes a coach that thinks you can coach anybody in the interior of the line. So they don't put any emphasis on it. And you have the wrong quarterback to not put emphasis on it. You drafted a quarterback that came into the league with a huge injury history and a busted hip. How is it that you not build a mammoth offensive line to keep that man clean? This is why we're in the position we're in. And then you add this coach, and you can forget about it. You could just forget about it. So it's going to end up happening. By the way, Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines. We love talking about Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people at Craig Zins, Acura, Pembroke Pines. And, of course, the deals are flowing. We're in the middle to late part of October already. And if you want to get electrified, the ZDX is here right now. They've got the happy new model year going on. The 2024 ZDX, 0.9% financing for 72 months. The 2025 Integra, $339 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX 2024, $379 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. This is why we've been telling you about the finest Acura dealership in the business. It's at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. It is Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And, of course, the great Alan Blanco, custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. Inter Miami, they pound New England 6-2. Friday, back in action for the playoffs on October 25th. Panthers, they defeat Las Vegas 4-3. They improved to 4-2-1. Bob with 23 saves. Reinhardt with a goal and 2 assists. Tuesday, the Wild will visit the Panthers. They drop the puck at 6:30. The Canes improved to 7-0. They defeat Louisville 52-45. Cam Ward, 319 yards, 4 touchdowns in the win. Dodgers defeat the Mutts 10-5. We've got the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series. Game 1 will be on Friday. Yankees at Dodgers. Dodgers will host Game 1. The New York Liberty, they win the WNBA title. 67-62 over Minnesota. They win the series 3-2. Next year, it goes to a 7-game series, of course, because they're hoping Caitlin Clark makes it there. Anyway, tonight, Ravens are taking on the Bucks at 8:15, and then the Chargers taking on the Cardinals. That'll be at 9 o'clock. Sunday Night Football last night, Steelers defeated the Jets 37-13. I say that because I really enjoy Aaron Rodgers losing way more than the Jets. Seriously. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Now let's hand off some cigars. Right? I mean, let's open up the humidor and let's reach into the humidor and let's grab ourselves some cigars. And first of all, we got to give it to the priority, which is Inter Miami. They are going for a championship. They have the best record in the league. They have the most points in the history of the league. They broke the record with the win against New England, 6-2. Messi had a hat trick on top of all of that. So, so many good things happening for Inter. And congratulations to the Moss family. They started off rough and fixed that problem quickly. And look where they're at right now. Give Inter Miami, Sean Stanley, a victory cigar. All right. On the ice, the Panthers got it done. They improved. Remember, Barkov and Kachuk, you've had injuries. Yeah, so you've had some stuff go on with this team and a brutal start. I mean, a bunch of games condensed in a short amount of time. They got tested right away for a world champion. I don't like how they treated the world champion to start the season. I would have liked them to have a little easier start, but hey, they're 4-2-1. They're tough as nails. They defeated Las Vegas 4-3. Reinhardt had a goal and 2 assists. Bob had 23 saves. Tuesday, they'll take on the Wild. Give the Panthers a victory cigar. Cam Ward becomes the first Canes quarterback to throw for 7 consecutive 300-yard games. That's crazy. And he threw for 4 touchdowns against Louisville. And the most important thing, I know it wasn't easy. I know we were on the edge of our seats, but the Canes went to 7-0, and they beat Louisville. Give them a victory cigar. There you go. That's it. So those are the victory cigars that we had to hand off. All right. You know what I don't know? And I may have to hand out a victory cigar, and this is my fault because I'm in the mix now, and I have to add it to the ladies, Fort Lauderdale. What they played on Saturday. Fort Lauderdale United. Did they win on Saturday? Did the Fort Lauderdale United, which, by the way, when I get back to town tomorrow, whenever the next game is, I'm going with the wife to go support the Fort Lauderdale United for sure. I'm going to go out there and check them out. I always like to support local soccer. Now it doesn't need on the men's side. I've supported it when it was, USL and NASL and all that kind of stuff. And now they don't need my help anymore, so I'm good. I'm good enjoying it from the sidelines. No victory cigar. They lost. Okay. Tell me when their next game is. Is it home or is it away? And when is the next home game? That's what I need to know for the Fort Lauderdale United because I'm going. So, unfortunately, no victory cigar for the ladies. But at least I did not forget them, so I want to make sure.
It's like Saturday, November 9th is the next one against Tampa Bay Sun FC.
November 9, I'm out of town.
Yeah, you've got 2 aways
And after that, and after November 9, because November 9 we're in Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles for sure. The 23rd?
Yeah. No, I'll be in Los Angeles. That's the day I arrive.
Yeah, the 23rd against who?
DC Power Football Club.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Wow, they got like 3-4 home games in a row.
All right. So November 23rd, I'm going to go to my first Fort Lauderdale United game. How about that? Yeah. Have a little fun out there. Big O, I don't understand how you can say if you get a superior line, Tua would be fine. So he would never. Yeah, you rarely get hit. Yeah, yeah. He only got concussed because he decided to become a tackler. That's it. He lasted all last year, and he was fine until he thought he was a football player. That's it. He got sacked last year, but if he's going to start to, take on impact like that, forget about it. Yeah, he could get hurt like anybody else. But if you want to now start holding on to the football 4 or 5 seconds, if you want to start taking on tacklers, then no, dude, you're not going to survive. Not at all. Let's see. D Wolverine, thank you for the love in the super chat. Your players don't respect you. It sucks of the losing, but this clown needed to be exposed. He walks around like he's the King Tut of offense and taking credit that he didn't deserve it at all, Big O. Yeah. The only thing I give McDaniel credit for is that he instilled confidence back into Tua by telling him, dude, you're fine. You're not the problem. And he wasn't the problem. So I give him credit for that. But everything else, it's on Tua, good and bad. Okay, let's be fair. True Fin, thank you for the love again on Super Chat. Look at Meldrick Taylor. Sad. There you go. I mean, there's a lot of these cases. Frankie Fresco, thank you, sir. Oh, if the Dolphins suck and get a high draft pick and a QB is there for them to draft and they pass on drafting a QB, what would your reaction be? Oh, that would not be a fun reaction. He's talking about if it's a quarterback that's,
I mean, as long as it's one that fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just thought.
I don't think Frankie means just draft a slapdick just to draft a slapdick. No, I think he means there's somebody there that people like and they're and it's potential and now you pass them up. No, I agree with Frankie there. It's hard to agree with Frankie on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Frankie rarely makes sense. You know what I'm saying? See, these things that with Frankie, AEW, the Gators, these are things that
Cal Bears, the Louisville Cardinals.
Louisville Cardinals, right?
Apparently, he's got to be FSU.
Oh yeah, for sure, he's a Seminole fan.
Well,
Yeah.
his brother
Now that I think about it, he's the actual Kramer. Not the inverse Kramer.
No.
Because what he hates wins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kramer would, no, it's what he likes. No, for sure, this is going to blow up. No, it's not. You know what I mean? It's like opposite. But for Frankie, so Frankie, you need to root for the Canes this week. That's I think that may.
Why are you doing that? Don't say that.
I'm just giving him ideas.
Stay with the Knowles, buddy.
I'm just giving him ideas, and film it, by the way, while you're rooting for the Canes. Send it to Sean. He won't do anything with it.
Well, he does the live stream. And he hopes they lose, but every week he cries.
Is there any truth about Myles Garrett's name being floated around out there? The chances of, let me ask you, Steven, again, Steven, what's the source, bro? What's the source, bro? Yeah, no, it's Steven, bro. Steven is like he is the person that they throw clickbait for. He falls for all the clickbait. That I've noticed from him over the years now. We love him, but he falls for all the clickbait shit. That's a Facebook post. That's some stupid fan that has some site that thinks he's an insider or some shit. Not a real journalist. Not somebody that actually has connections in the league. Some ML football type of bullshit on Twitter. Shit that never breaks anything, just aggregates everything. That kind of stuff. That's the stuff that Steven falls for all the time, dude. All the time. So you get to know some of your folks after they're with you for a while. You see their habits, their habitual ways. So what'd you guys think? Did I get a reaction at the beginning? No White Castle? I shouldn't do the White.
There were some that said do it, and then some compared it to a DQ hot dog in the panties.
No. I've never had a bad problem with White Castle. I've always been cool with White Castle. I get no hassles.
Oh, it's Bleacher Report Gridiron. That's who it is.
Bleacher Report Gridiron.
Teams are fishing for Myles Garrett. Who's the fish?
Oh, fish. Okay, fishing. I see. Okay. All right. So that's where Steven Gonzalez. It doesn't say Dolphins. It just says they're fishing for Myles Garrett. Okay. All right. Let's see. I was my opinion, why make the playoffs? Same coach. He's going to start coaching better. Say we end up 9-8, 8-9. Why? To get a lower draft pick. Been a Dolphins fan my entire life. An embarrassment. Yeah, it is. It is pretty bad, dude. It is pretty bad. Let's see. The test of a real coach is when he loses starters and still has success. McDaniel was all sunshine and roses when we were dropping 70 plus points versus the Broncos. Now he looks lost. Yeah. Exactly. He no longer is the darling that everybody had him pinned as. I've watched many embarrassing losses by the Dolphins in my lifetime, says Pablo, but this was embarrassing. The city of Miami should take their name back. McDaniel fooled me. Call anyone. Go get Vrabel. Yeah. It's a strange situation. That hire. Dolphins, a damn shame, says Murphy. Wish I could get a refund after paying to see that trash in Seattle. I will never pay to see them again. I don't blame you. Yeah. Tua getting salty with reporters. Well, I think people need to start getting salty with Tua. You know? So people need to start treating him the way he deserves when he does stupid things. No more sympathy. No, none of that anymore. None of that. So if he wants to play the game the right way and do what's in your control. If you cannot do that, then, you deserve serious criticism. Okay? You deserve serious criticism. That's the way I would look at it with Tua Tagovailoa from here on out. Tyreek, Waddle, and McDaniel laughing on the sidelines as you're losing a game is disgusting. Yeah, it is. It's a joke. Devin Jordan, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Big O, think about this for 1 second. I believe the Dolphins gave the game away yesterday. 2 freaking fumbles in the red zone and a missed field goal. I mean, what the F? Tua isn't going to save this team. No, he's not. It'll make it better. It'll be a Band-Aid. It'll mask some of the issues, but you'll still lose and you still will not end up performing at a high level because of your head coach, because you're never going to be prepared like you're supposed to with Mike McDaniel. What were you going to ask?
No, somebody earlier had said we're basically a Holland punch,
right?
The fumble, and then the half a foot from being 0-6.
Right. Yeah. We are.
0-6.
We are. He's 1,000. He or she, whoever said that, is 1,000% right. Yeah. It's a joke. Absolute joke. Let's see. Will Tua have a better understanding of his responsibilities? We'll see. By telling me that he's not going to wear the Guardian cap, that tells me that you don't. So that's the sad part. What else did we want to talk about? I did enjoy Aaron Rodgers losing yesterday because, Devontae Adams had 3 catches for 30 yards. He had a touchdown and 2 interceptions. I know they were kind of fluky, but just Karma's a really interesting thing, isn't it? Let's go around the NFL. Yesterday, the Bills improved to 5-2. They pounded the Titans 24-10. Josh Allen had 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. Keon Coleman, speaking of the Seminoles, 4 for 125. Amari Cooper picked up his first touchdown, had 4 receptions for 66 yards. So think about this. The Titans, who just lost to the Bills, are 1-5. Who's their only win to? The Miami Dolphins. That's pretty sad, dude. The Bengals beat the Browns 21-14. Look out. The Bengals are now 3-4. So they're keeping their heads above water there. They're staying in the mix. They're not there completely, but at least they're there. Deshaun Diddy Watson ends up suffering an Achilles injury. And I got to tell you, I have no sympathy for Diddy whatsoever. I mean, Deshaun. Whatever it is. None whatsoever. I heard about it and I was like, karma, this is what's gone on. You got away with a lot of dirty shit and you got away with it. And not only that, you ended up getting your way and traded and you got a whole bunch of money and you thought you were going to get away scot-free. And legally, you may have gotten away from it. For now, seems like you did. And you did make all that money. But now you will have a label for the rest of your life. And here's the best part about Deshaun Diddy Watson and his demise. This is the best part about Deshaun Diddy. It all got to him. It all got to Watson's punk ass. In the end, Deshaun Diddy Watson is a soft little bitch. He's as soft as his little Achilles snapped. That's all. That's all. Deshaun Diddy Watson is a soft little bitch when it's all said and done. He's only a tough guy with women. That's it. He's an abuser with women. But when it all came down, when it all was said, and when the heat was on his ass, because he wanted massages up his ass, okay? Guess what ended up happening? He ended up folding like a little bitch. So let's make sure we talk about Deshaun Diddy Watson the way that little bitch deserves to be talked about, okay? Deshaun Diddy Watson is a little bitch that folded with all the media pressure and everything that happened because he's a criminal, because he committed crimes, because he got away with it, and because his fragile ass knew that he got away with it, and now he couldn't handle all the criticism. So he tried to think he was a tough guy, that he was really, gangsta, and he could overcome that and continue. Now, there's some people that are down and dirty and can actually do that. They can do dirty things. But a lot of people, they end up succumbing to it because they're really not that tough like they project. And Deshaun Watson, just because you can hang in there in the pocket for a couple seconds and make a play, that shows that you're tough in football. It doesn't mean you're tough in life. Because I've seen a lot of people that can play quarterback and they can't play the game of life. And the game of life caught up to Deshaun Diddy Watson, and it bit him in the ass. Yeah, it bit him in the ass. Interesting. So that's what we need to talk about, Deshaun Watson's soft little bitch ass. That's what Deshaun Watson is. He's a punk. He's a wannabe thug that can actually abuse women. But everything else in life, he folds like a little bitch. Any man can abuse a woman. It doesn't take a man to do that. It takes a coward to do that. And look what happened in the face of adversity, in the face of media heat and criticism. Deshaun Diddy Watson folded like a little bitch. And guess what, Deshaun Diddy Watson? I'm enjoying every moment of your demise, motherfucker. And I hope it doesn't end. I hope it happens 230 million times over to you. Okay? Because I know you're not going to get this in mainstream media, but since I don't answer to anybody, and I think most everybody feels the way I do, but they can't express themselves that way, I'll express myself that way. And who knows? Maybe it'll get forward to Deshaun Diddy Watson. So, his little punk ass bitch that folded. That's all. So, Deshaun, I'm so happy for your demise, my brother. I hope you bust your other Achilles on the way to the hospital. Okay? How about that, my man? Okay? All bad luck to you, bitch. Anyway, Miami 305. Thank you for the love on the super chat. I don't know if you enjoyed your shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's, but I went after the game and I felt like I got kicked in the balls after trying it. Made me tear up, but not as much as watching the game. I loved it, bro, because nothing tastes like that. It has like this wasabi effect to it. So I talked to the waiter because I've been there like 30 times. And every time, obviously, I go to have the greatest shrimp cocktail on the planet. And I asked him, because I've been dying. I go, dude, does this have wasabi in it? And he explained to us that they have two old ladies in the back that they get the horseradish and all the way down to the root of the horseradish, and they are thinly slicing it into the sauce, and that the elements of the horseradish are the same elements that are in wasabi. So that's why you feel your sinuses clear up. That's why when you walk out of St. Elmo's and you have a shrimp cocktail, you can breathe and smell everything. Okay? I mean, everything. It's awesome. You got sinus issues? Go to St. Elmo's and have a shrimp cocktail, and that will open up all your sinuses. But it tastes so good. Like, it hits you, but you also have the taste, right? I mean, you're a chef, bro. You're a cook. You know your stuff. And so there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. Nothing like it. So I loved it, my brother. I loved it. And thank you, Miami 305, for the donation and the support on the show. Appreciate you immensely. What else do we have going on? The Packers get by the Texans. CJ Stroud didn't play well. Jordan Love actually threw a couple of interceptions. Overall, that's why you had a close game, man. 2-point game. Both teams are 5-2. Both teams are 5-2. Lions over the Vikings, 31-29. Lions are now 5-1. Minnesota, that has a real coach, Sam Darnold, by the way. Remember I told you last year, the Vikings, last year I think the Vikings played with only like two quarterbacks. So they didn't have a ton. But this year, they get Sam Darnold, and he's had a career year. Okay? Did throw a touchdown interception this past week, but so far, Sam Darnold has been absolutely phenomenal. And then the Lions, they won 31-29. In this 4-game stretch, okay, Jared Goff had 15 incomplete passes, okay, in a 4-game stretch. They had 18 touchdowns during that stretch, the team, okay? They're the only team since the 1970 merger to have more TDs than incomplete passes during that 4-game stretch. No one's ever done that. Now, I want to mention something about the merger. It's interesting how you say up until the merger, but if you included the AFL years between 60 and 70, okay, between 60 and 69, I guarantee you it didn't happen there either, because that was a pass-happy league. They were like airing it out all over the place. So it was probably rare for it to happen there too at the same time. But anyway, they do most of the records since 1970. Now listen to this: 85% completion percentage for Jared Goff in the last 4 games. 1,086 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 140.8 quarterback rating. It's pretty amazing, dude. It really is amazing. The Lions turn around, and they just lost Hutchinson. He's done for the year. You lost, I don't know, your best player, your second best player. I don't know how you want to. I don't know if the tackle is better or what. We're splitting hairs here, or Goff or whatever. There's a couple players that are just outstanding on that team, and Hutchinson is one of the best in the NFL, and they're just chugging along. It reminds you of the Dolphins, right? They just chug along and they just, overcome. By the way, Sam Darnold for the season shows you how the Vikings can coach. 66% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1,370 yards. Oh, I'm sorry. In 2023, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In 2023, they went 7-10. Cousins went down. They had Mullins, Dobbins, and then some guy named Jaron Hall threw 20 passes. They had 3. I had it on the other side of my notes. So last year, they won 7 games, and they had to play up to 4 quarterbacks. 3 of them threw more than 100 passes. Kind of reminds you, right? Everything that goes on with the Lions and the Vikings, it reminds you of everything that goes on with Mike McDaniel. The Commanders beat the Panthers 40-7. Washington improves 5-2. Jaden Daniels, MRI came back negative. So no broken ribs. That's good news. Good for you guys out there. The amazing part is Marcus Mariota came off the bench. Marcus Mariota, who sucks, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just like in Miami, when backups come off the bench, even ones that suck, they play well. They play well. Terry McLaurin, I didn't even look. I bet you they didn't have problems getting the ball to Terry McLaurin. I bet he caught at least a pass in the game. Watch him catch no passes. Chiefs over the Niners, 28-18. KC improves to 6-0. Mahomes did throw 2 interceptions in the game, by the way. Purdy threw 3.
Did you see the stat he put there?
No, what's that?
He has more interceptions and touchdowns this year.
Who, Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great receiving core. Yeah, the defense is carrying them. And the running game, by the way, has still been serviceable for the Chiefs. So there's just example after example that shows you real coaching, adjusting. 6 for 98 yards, Terry McLaurin. How come Mariota can come in and McLaurin can go 6 for 98 and Tyreek Hill can't catch a goddamn football? Oh, it's coaching. Oh, I'm sorry. I was answering my own question. Apologies there. Apologies. Sorry. That's not right on my part, I had my own answer, and why would I ask a question that I had my own answer for? What happened?
Noah was their second leading tackler yesterday.
Noah, the second leading tackler?
For the Commanders yesterday. 6 solo tackles.
6 solo tackles. Did he have any tackles for losses? Did he have an interception? Did he have any pass deflections? So they're not even passing his area. He's got to go tackle now. Noah Igbenogany, shut down corner. Wouldn't it be funny if Noah Igbenogany turns out to be a real player when it's all said and done? That would be that would be that's the moment you say, I'm done, I'm quitting, it's over. I can't do this anymore. Noah Igbenogany looked like he would never figure it out. Now he's gone to become an all-pro for the Commanders. And I don't even know. I got that right. I said Commanders. I don't even know how I said that. That's I'm not programmed to remember commanders. That's just not in my DNA. It's hard. All right, let's get to some birthdays, folks. October 21st. Let's start off with musicians born on October 21st. Doja Cat, singer, rapper, songwriter, all that good stuff. She celebrates and was born in 1995. Let's see. Nick Oliveri, bassist, guitarist, member of Caius, and also was with Queens of the Stone Age from 98 to 2004. He was born in 1971. Steve Lukather, an exceptional musician. You want to, yes, he's the brains and the main man behind Toto, but when you talk about Lukather, he has done guitar solos for Olivia Newton-John and Physical, Michael Jackson. What's it called? Also was heavily involved in the Thriller album. He wrote the Michael Jackson song, the Beat It song. He wrote that. Now, Eddie did the solo, but he wrote the song, actually. By the way, he was born in 57. Julian Cope, Teardrops Explode, guitarist, vocalist, born in 1957. Eric Faulkner from the Bay City Rollers, Saturday, Night. Charlotte Caffey, by the way, Faulkner was born in 54. Charlotte Caffey, guitarist for the Go-Go's, born in 1953. Brent Mindland, Grateful Dead, keyboardist and vocalist, born in 52. Let's see, who else? That is pretty much it. Oh, Elvin Bishop, guitarist. I fooled around and fell in love. That of course is fooled around and fell in love. It's Elvin Bishop's band, obviously, but it was Mickey from Starship, Mickey Thomas, the lead singer from Mickey Thomas. He left Elvin Bishop, and Fooled Around and Fell in Love kind of was a song that like put his voice on the map. And then he went to Starship. That's when Marty Ballin left Jefferson Airplane. And so when they went to find a new singer, which was Mickey Thomas from the Elvin Bishop band, they became Jefferson Starship at that point once Ballin left. And then Ballin had that hit a couple years after he left, Hearts, which is a terrific song. Rest in peace, Marty Ballin. Steve Cropper, American guitarist with Booker T and the MGs. He is all over the place, sitting on the dock of a bay with Otis Redding. He did session guitar for John Lennon, Dolly Parton, Paul Simon, Art Garfunkel, and Rod Stewart. So Steve Cropper is kind of a badass. Born in 1941. Happy birthday to you, sir. And Manfred Mann, keyboardist, guitarist, vocalist, born in 1940 on this date. Those are musicians celebrating birthdays today, and a couple of nuggets along the way that I remembered. Let's see, what else do we have? Birthdays. Kim Kardashian is 44 years old. Glenn Powell, TV actor. Well, he was also the Top Gun guy. 36. Judge Judy, she is 82. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Amber Rose, bunch of skanks today. 41. Let's see. Ooh, now we're going into the legend category. Carrie Fisher, born in this date in 56. We lost her in 2016. Celia Cruz, born in 25. We lost her in 2003. Who else celebrating birthdays today? Oh, that's it. That's it. Don't know anybody else that's worthy of mentioning, at least in my book. So there you go. Sean Stanley, do you have any wrestlers born on this date?
Bushwhacker Butch.
Okay.
Was born on this date, 1944. We lost him in 2023. Horace Hogan turned 59, and Sick Boy turned 59. That's what I got.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. There you go. We got that. Now let's get to music history. And don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. We go to music history on October 21st. What happened? Well, in 97, the Guinness Book of Records declared Elton John's Candle in the Wind in 97 the biggest selling single record of all time after it moved 31.8 million copies in less than 40 days. In 95, Blind Melon singer Shannon Hoon was found dead on the tour bus from an accidental drug overdose. In 61, Bob Dylan recorded his self-titled first album, $400. In 76, Keith Moon played his last show with The Who as they closed out their North American tour in Toronto. He died 2 years later. In 98, Kiss members Paul Stanley, Bruce Kulick sued Alice Cooper's former publisher for copyrights infringement over the song Dreamin', which the suit alleged sounded too similar to the shock rockers' I'm 18. The case was settled out of court. In 95, Green Day singer Billy Joe Armstrong was arrested and fined $141 after mooning the audience at a gig in Milwaukee. And that's what happened today in music history. There you go. Blue Moon. That's what it's all about. A blue moon. Bitcoin, by the way, 67,534. It was pushing 69, and then the market tumbled. How many points? We still have about 45 minutes, but the market tumbled hard today, boy. 371. It was like 330 something the last time I checked. 371.19 in the S&P and 0.75 of a point in the NASDAQ. Liquidity is the key to everything, man. You need some liquidities. If you don't have the liquidities, well then, So there you go. There is no way that players like Ramsey Campbell and a few others are not thinking McDaniel's full of shit. No, for sure. For sure. They know he doesn't know what he's doing. For sure, True Fin Fan. Kickback. You're cooled when McDaniel is saying he still needs to figure out how to get Cheetah the ball in week 7. Yeah, it's bad. Tim Boyle in his whole college career only had 1 TD. How in the world is that guy stealing money, right? Yep. Hi, everybody. I'm unhappy Fins fan today. McDaniel isn't going to survive this season if it keeps happening. That's what we say, but I don't know, man. They just extended his ass. They'll come up with some stuff to try to fix it in the offseason or something like that. I really wonder, was this the front office hire or not? Or is this a Garfinkel Ross hire or something? I don't know. I'm not sure. So, 30 women can come forward tomorrow with claims against you, Big O, and I won't drink the Kool-Aid, especially if they couldn't prove it. Well, it's impossible to happen because there's no way it's going to happen. So I'm not worried about 30 women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about one. So it's just not, that's just not the case, dude, and it's just ridiculous, bro. So, and you know what? It's not so much your habit for sexuality. It's really about the crime, It's about you forcing yourself on women. Okay, that maybe you brought them in for a massage, but then you wanted to more out of it, and then those are the crimes. Look, dude, If he wants to have sex behind his girlfriend's back, that's between them. Who gives? I don't give a shit about that. Do you guys give a shit about it? I don't care about that. But if you are sexually assaulting women in the process, that's where the problem. Look, dude, what people want to do in their own bedrooms, or if they have open marriages or open relationships, or if the guy or the woman's a cheat, that's their. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not complaining about that. Where he clearly committed violent acts, sexual violent acts, and he got away with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that, that's the part that's disturbing. Your sexual habits, whatever they're, whatever anybody's saying, that's yours. It's your problem, not mine. I don't give a shit about that. That doesn't affect me, but crimes do. Yeah, that part is not right. You know what I mean? If you call somebody for a massage and they're coming for the massage, then there's two equal parties there. And that's fine. That's whatever happens between two consenting adults. As long as you're not hurting children, who gives a shit? But once the crime starts, once you're Harvey Weinsteining people, then it becomes, you're not there just to try to get an acting job. No, now he wants to, sexually molest you in order for you to get that acting. That's where the crime is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Whether you're talking about Watson or you're talking about Harvey Weinstein, it's all the same thing. Nothing's different. Or if you're talking about Diddy, that if he brought people to parties and then he drugged them and then, whatever was raped or what, those were the crimes. Now, if you went to parties and you wanted to get into orgies and bro, that's your problem. That's I don't care about that. That's not where my head is at. That's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the people that are taking advantage of other people. Whether you're Diddy or you're Harvey Weinstein or you're Deshaun Watson or you're Antonio Brown or you're whatever it is, people that take advantage of other people. That's it. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What else do we have? Big O, a little Miami Dolphins trivia. We know Don Strock to be starting and backup quarterback, head coach at FIU, and a scratch golfer. What other accomplishments or things did he do on the field? Hooters, right? Wasn't he the Hooters coach? In the Arena League. I remember him as the Hooters coach in the Arena League. Or he was the assistant coach to Shula? Was it Shula or Schnellenberger? Schnellenberger. Is it Schnellenberger? Might have been. No. No, not to either, actually. No, I would go with the Arena League thing. That's about the other thing that I remember him doing. I still have a Hooters helmet in my house. A regular size Hooters helmet, right? Because it was one of our local teams. The only thing I need now, and can anybody get this for me? But I need something from the Matadors, the hockey team. I need some piece of memorabilia for my studio, for the ice team that we had here for a short time, the Matadors. I need some piece of memorabilia like that. That's the kind of donation that we need on the show right now, for the studio when I remodel it and put a whole bunch of stuff that you guys have given me and all that kind of stuff that I've been wanting to add, stuff that my daughter gave me and everything, whole bunch of stuff that I've been wanting to add. Huh? What are we talking about? I don't know. Oh, the Matadors, the hockey team. The hockey team that played at the Miami Arena for a very short time. I need some kind of memorabilia from that could go somewhere in my studio. That's what I need. Eric Rash says, thanks, Big O, for coming to Indy and kicking ass. Too bad McDaniel and our Dolphins couldn't. Yeah, I know. Sucks. But hey, St. Elmo's kicked ass. Kilroy's kicked ass. So there were some things that kicked ass on this. By the way, really, I got to tell you something, Eric. the best thing was meeting Dolphins. That's what I enjoyed the most. I don't know if you got it from the post game yesterday. Okay. I don't know if you picked up from, my face. I kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve. So you kind of know how I feel, good or bad or whatever. I don't really hide my feelings. And that was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. That I got to meet a lot of Dolphins and people that do check out the show. Maybe a couple of people that never listen and will start listening. You never know. So that'll be cool. So that was actually cool to meet a bunch of people, and we gave away a bunch of shirts and stuff. So yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. Ragin says Billy Turner was a total bust in Miami and had a respectable career. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep, not the first one, just like Wes Welker and others. Many have done it. That's just how it is. Big O, I saw that there was a lot of Dolphin fans at the place you were at. Do you feel the fan base will decrease? No, because we have sucked for years, dude. We sucked for decades. We haven't done anything for decades. And fans still come out and they still travel. So, no, I don't think so. I think fans will still support, man. They're pretty special. Those people that travel, they're pretty special fans, man. It takes money, but even the people that have money, plenty of them will say, "Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting my money." And then there are still people that say, "Yeah, no, I'm going to go, man. I love my team, and I want to go check it out. I want to have the experience, and if they win, it'll be great." And that's it. And then they make it a trip, and they go. I think the best at that is Sports 305 Sports Babe and Lou. Wherever they go, they make it also a trip. You know what I mean? Bob Fins, everywhere he goes, if you follow him on social media, you'll see he'll visit other things that are in the city at the same time. So some fans aren't dumb, they don't just go for the game. They also make it a trip, which is cool. Which is really, really cool. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O, what are your thoughts on Tua not wearing the Guardian cap? My thoughts are rewind. I have a bedpan with a log from the Pensacola Dairy Queen Devil's Dog. Let me know. I will send it. Oscar says he was a Hooters coach, but in '87, his last year with the Dolphins, he was the backup punter and got in the season opener against New England, punted 6 times for an average of 40 yards, twice inside the 5-yard line. I think I remember something like that with Old Man Strock doing that. I think I remember that. Good answer. So true, but that's the problem, says Clyde Hyde. All right, folks, we appreciate it as always. We love the support. Thank you out there. Appreciate you. If you send in a super chat, thank you. If you send in a Cash App or Venmo, a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, thank you. As always, I appreciate Sean Stanley, who's a freaking tireless worker like I am and continues to grind. We appreciate all of you out there as always. We'll be back tomorrow morning, even though we'll get there late night, and we'll be rocking. We'll start sometime tomorrow. I don't know, maybe 10, 11. I don't know. We'll start a little later than that. We'll see. We'll adjust on the fly, but we do need to get a little rest. All right, you all be good out there. I love you all. Thank you for supporting the show. Visit our amazing sponsors. Don't forget Caneswear. Big O 10, save 10% there. Big O 10 at caneswear.com, in person or online. Anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. They got Dolphins, they got Marlins, they got Panthers, they got Inter Miami, they got Heat gear. They got it all for you there. So go visit Caneswear at Miami Fanwear and tell them that Big O sent you. Use our code Big O 10. We will see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Same bat channel.